Hello dear friend, please subscribe my YouTube channel. If you like this kind of video, please like, share, subscribe. Backhand index pointing right. Backhand index pointing right, no one cares. Jesus Christ motivation speech, no gaps. No one cares. This is a question many people feel deep inside. In quiet moments, in difficult times, when you feel alone and unheard. But the teachings of Jesus Christ remind us of a powerful truth: your life is not invisible, and your pain is not ignored. You may feel overlooked. You may feel like nobody understands. You may feel like your struggles don't matter. But listen carefully. Backhand index pointing right, that feeling is not the full truth. My dear friends, sometimes people may not show care the way you expect. They may be busy. They may not understand your situation. Backhand index pointing right, but that does not mean you are alone. No one cares, at a deeper level, means you are searching for connection. You want to be seen. You want to be understood. Backhand index pointing right, and that is human. But don't let temporary silence make you believe a permanent lie. Because backhand index pointing right, you still matter. Your efforts matter. Your struggles matter. Your journey matters. And this changes everything. You stop depending only on others for validation. You stop feeling empty when people don't respond. Instead, backhand index pointing right, you build inner strength. You learn to stand on your own. You learn to move forward with confidence. Even when no one is cheering for you. Backhand index pointing right, you keep going. At the same time, the message of Jesus Christ reminds you that care is not always loud. Backhand index pointing right, sometimes it is quiet, but still present. So don't give up. Don't believe you are alone. Keep moving forward. Because when you truly understand no one cares, you don't feel weak or forgotten. You rise with strength, self-belief, and quiet confidence, knowing that your life has value, your journey has meaning, and you are never truly alone. Backhand index pointing right, no one cares. Jesus Christ motivation speech, Part 2. As you go deeper into this message, you begin to understand something even more important. No one cares is not just about others, it is about how you see yourself. The teachings of Jesus Christ remind us that when you rely only on others for validation, your strength becomes unstable. You may look around. You may expect support. But when it doesn't come, backhand index pointing right, you feel empty. My dear friends, this is where your mindset must change. You don't wait for people to believe in you. You don't depend on others to motivate you. Instead, backhand index pointing right, you start valuing yourself. No one cares, at this stage, means self-respect and self-belief. You recognize your own effort. You appreciate your own progress. You acknowledge your own strength. And this is powerful. Because now, backhand index pointing right, you are not controlled by others' opinions. You don't stop because someone didn't support you. You don't feel weak because someone ignored you. Backhand index pointing right, you keep moving forward. Even in silence. Backhand index pointing right, you stay strong. At the same time, the message of Jesus Christ reminds you that your worth does not depend on people's reactions. Backhand index pointing right, you are valuable even when unnoticed. So don't wait for approval. Don't depend on attention. Believe in yourself. Because when you truly understand no one cares, you don't feel broken by others' absence. You rise with self-belief, confidence, and inner strength, moving forward without needing constant validation from the world. Backhand index pointing right, no one cares. Jesus Christ motivation speech, Part 3. As you move deeper into this message, you begin to realize something powerful. No one cares is not the end, it is the beginning of your independence. The teachings of Jesus Christ remind us that sometimes silence around you is not rejection, it is preparation for strength within you. You may feel like nobody is supporting you. You may feel like you're doing everything alone. But now, backhand index pointing right, you don't stop because of that. My dear friends, this is where real independence begins. You don't wait for help to start. You don't wait for encouragement to continue. Instead, backhand index pointing right, you become your own support system. No one cares, at this stage means self-reliance. You push yourself forward. You motivate yourself daily. You stay consistent even in silence. And this is powerful. Because now, backhand index pointing right, you are unstoppable. You are not dependent on praise. You are not affected by neglect. Backhand index pointing right, you keep growing anyway. Even when nobody is watching. Backhand index pointing right, you still show up. At the same time, the message of Jesus Christ reminds you that strength grows in quiet seasons. Backhand index pointing right, when no one supports you, you discover your true power. So keep going. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Because when you truly understand no one cares, you don't feel weak or abandoned. You rise with independence, discipline, and unstoppable determination, moving forward on your own strength, building a life that no one can take away from you. Backhand index pointing right, no one cares. Jesus Christ Motivation Speech, Part 4. As you go deeper into this message, you discover something even more powerful. No one cares becomes clarity and focus. The teachings of Jesus Christ remind us that when distractions fall away, you finally see what truly matters. You may have expected attention. You may have looked for support. But now, backhand index pointing right, you stop chasing it. My dear friends, this is where focus is built. You don't waste energy trying to impress others. You don't seek validation from people who don't understand your journey. Instead, backhand index pointing right, you focus on your purpose. No one cares, at this stage means clear direction. You know what you want. You know what you need to do. Backhand index pointing right, you stop getting distracted. And this is powerful. Because now, backhand index pointing right, your energy is used in the right place. You work on your goals. You improve yourself daily. You stay consistent without needing attention. Even when nobody notices. Backhand index pointing right, you keep building. At the same time, the message of Jesus Christ reminds you that true growth happens in silence. Backhand index pointing right, what you build quietly becomes strong over time. So don't look for approval. Don't get distracted. Stay focused. Because when you truly understand no one cares, you don't waste time chasing attention. You move forward with clarity, discipline, and purpose, building your life step by step with full focus, no distractions, and complete determination. Backhand index pointing right, no one cares. Jesus Christ Motivation Speech, Part 5. As you reach this stage, you realize something even deeper. No one cares becomes inner peace and quiet confidence. The teachings of Jesus Christ remind us that when you stop depending on the world's attention, your mind finally becomes calm. You may still be alone sometimes. You may still not receive recognition. But now, backhand index pointing right, it doesn't disturb you anymore. My dear friends, this is where peace begins. You don't feel the need to prove yourself constantly. You don't feel anxious about others' opinions. Instead, backhand index pointing right, you feel settled within yourself. No one cares, at this stage means emotional freedom. You are not controlled by praise. You are not affected by criticism. Backhand index pointing right, you stay balanced. And this is powerful. Because now, backhand index pointing right, your strength comes from within. You trust your journey. You believe in your efforts. You stay confident in your direction. Even in silence. Backhand index pointing right, you feel strong. At the same time, the message of Jesus Christ reminds you that peace comes from within, not from external validation. Backhand index pointing right. When you stop seeking approval, you find true calmness. So keep moving forward. Stay calm. Stay confident. Because when you truly live, no one cares. You don't feel empty without attention. You feel complete within yourself, moving forward with peace, confidence, and quiet strength, building a life that does not depend on anyone else's approval.